Eleanor, but I'm not sure if
Hi, and welcome to the Messed Up Cockitude with crazy cockatoos, right? Cockatoos with attitude. We have major technical problems today. All of a sudden, the phone I use to do these videos decides it won't do any networking. The chip, I think the chip is fried. Um, I did all the tests on it. I reset networking. I did all the fancy geek stuff because I'm a geek, and it basically came up saying, no, you can't do this. So we're going to have terrible video today, I think, because we're using Sugar's iPad, which I got for Sugar for one reason. So she could, actually, I got it for Romeo originally, so he could watch movies on it. And so it didn't need to be anything with any power. So if you can't hear me, let me know. And I don't have a topic for today because I've been messing around trying to get a new phone sent here. I live in the middle of nowhere. So get off there. Get off my shoulder. Who do you think you are? He's like, I'm staying. You stay on my shoulder?
welcome. I'm not sure if Don can hear me now or if
Cool. Thank you, Lisa.
the people
Yeah,
in
they
the
watch movies all day.
chat
They
can
enjoy them.
hear me.
I can actually see
I
the
can
screen. I
hear
can
you,
actually
Amy.
see some of the messages
Okay.
now with the
I just
larger
wonder if
screen,
we are
but this thing
broadcasted to
does not
YouTube
do a
or
good job of
not.
taking video. It wasn't designed for that. So
Yeah, the YouTube is fine, but Don can't hear us.
this is our sick boy
Okay.
here.
So the people on YouTube
We
can
have
probably
Cause
hear
that
us.
is on Onsior because she has AGN. We don't know what he's got. He's had 3 X-rays. He's had blood work, CBC, liver panel, and then we're getting PCR to see if he has ABV, and we're getting the AGN antibody test. Checking to make sure he doesn't have aspergillosis or something like that. So we really don't know. Unfortunately, breathing problems can be hard to figure out. So that's why we had to do all the tests. And this is one of those places where Chat GPT comes in handy because I gave all the symptoms, handed over a video for Chat GPT to watch because he's breathing irregularly. He's breathing from down in his abdomen area. And to tell you how strange that is, they don't have a diaphragm, which means he's trying to use his gut muscles to help him breathe. And keeping him calm is like, yeah, that's going to happen. They tranquilized him to do the X-rays, and I've never seen him that calm in my whole life. Cool. I had to turn down the quality of the video going out because unfortunately this device can't handle it. So we're running at 720p instead of 1080p today. We'll be back up next Monday because as much as I hated to do it, I had to order a new phone.
Don, can you hear me now?
So maybe I can get Apple to replace the other one so we can use it as a second cam, which would be good, but I don't know. We'll see what happens there. Right, Cecil?
Don? Hello, Don.
I think he really can't hear us, sadly. Right, Cecil?
Well,
you probably
you know,
can.
I took I took Ian Pippa for you're talking about
Yeah, I don't
allergies.
think the
I took
YouTubies
Pippa
can hear
in
us either.
to a different vet. That was before I found Dr. Jan
Lisa
here in
says she
town.
can hear us.
It's not like they advertise heavily, so to find out what vet does what, which vet will actually see birds.
All right,
But
okay.
and that doctor said, well, they don't have it, they don't get allergies. And I said, so we have a test to test for allergies? And he said, oh no. And I said, but how do you know they don't get them? Dead silence. It was the question, right? If they, that's where, if everybody got the opportunity to take logic, I was fortunate. I was told to take logic by my mentor in college. He said, if you take logic, then you can see through a lot of the lies that are going to come through come your way. He didn't say it in those words, but that was the general idea. So when he said that they don't get allergies, and I said, well, do they have a test for it? And he said no. Then he walked himself into a corner. That's not possible. You can't say they don't have the allergies if they've never tested for them. But they do have problems breathing their own dander, so you do have to keep HEPA filters running. So I will shut up. I'm good at that once in a while. Don't ask my ex-wives.
Okay, so now that Don's being quiet, we want to say hello to the people. So who we got? We've got Suzanne and Tiki and Jam and Jamie. We have Lisa Banerjee, Natalie and James, Jocelyn Triggle, Calvin Thurston, Giselle Loves NY. Do we have anyone else? I think that's... Oh, we have Falcon Sue. So hello everyone, hello and welcome. Great to have you with us, and we apologise for the technical difficulties. So Don is having to do this without being able to hear me and Amy, so we'll do the best we can.
So now we need to get Don back to talking.
Yeah. Thank you, Eleanor. Yeah, well, I've had a little extra tea this morning because I had all this technical stuff to do. So, and because of some of the things that are being done up at the White House, not all the phones that you want to get are available. I couldn't get the exact amount of memory I use for making videos, so I had to go with a lower amount. So, and because I can't access the intranet to remove the apps from my phone, I have to use a great app called iMazing. If you ever want to access your iPhone and do it, download stuff from it. And back it up, you can use that. That you got to do is back it up to that program, and when I get the new phone, load it from there rather than loading it from the internet. So, hmm. He's not on any medication, but the vets have no way to tell if they have an allergy. So there is no test designed for birds to see if they have allergies, as far as I can tell. We're not treating him for anything until we get the blood work back. If you start treating for something and it isn't the problem, you could make the situation worse. So no, he's not getting anything until we get the blood work back. Yeah, It could be a number of things, but you have to be careful. You can't just start throwing drugs at them. You need to find out what the actual problem is. So, and because it involves his lungs, his air sacs, they have to do the X-rays, and his chest expanded right here. It felt like he had was wearing armor across his chest. So, well, thank you, Lisa. Yeah, you should get blood work done. It's the only way you know for sure. And with your avian vet, you have to tell them that you want a liver panel because sometimes they get fatty liver disease. That's common because of the way they're usually fed. They don't eat what they would eat in the wild. So you need it's a CBC, a standard CBC, and a liver panel. And if you're going to get blood work done, you might as well get the test for the AGN for the avian ganglioneuritis. It's only $50 from the lab. Your vet will charge more, of course, because they got to send it and all that stuff. But so it's not an expensive test. But if it's that, you don't want to be treating for something else because it ain't gonna happen. And in his case, if it's affecting his vagus nerve, then it could affect his lungs. So could be just directly affecting the lungs. It's hard to say. Yeah, if you have a larger bird, he actually took it from his foot. She got it. There's a fairly large uh, artery right here that they can tap into, and she took it from his foot because she had to take blood for three separate tests. So actually four because we're going to do the PCR for the ABV. Oh, I starting to sound like Robin Williams in Good Morning Vietnam. It's the test for avian bornovirus. It's not really a necessity, but it's something since you're going to do it anyway. It's the AGN test that really matters. Because about 1 in 3 birds have avian bornovirus, so that doesn't tell you a heck of a lot. It only affects about 10% of the birds that are out there, and they can get it from something else too. So it's and on top of that, the test isn't 100% accurate. If it comes back negative, that doesn't tell you anything. So, yeah, I don't like the anesthesia either. Um, but I don't know. I should have asked. I'm not sure what she gave him, but she gave him an injection, and all it did was, make him woozy. It didn't put him asleep. She said she doesn't like to actually put the birds to sleep. She doesn't do surgery, so taking blood, that kind of thing. You know, she can do sutures if necessary. That but she's not going in to mess with any organs or anything. So that's a strange place. Well, using the nair, stop it. Using the nair to give an injection is pretty strange. But no, she just did an intramuscular in the chest, and 5 minutes later he was sitting on me like I'm gonna sleep now. Don't bother me. Yeah, they did a reversal too, but it was also in a intramuscular. It didn't completely reverse it. He was pretty bad for the rest of the day, but he was awake, but not terribly active. Once he got active, he took his bandage off. I didn't even bother. I knew he could do it. I've never heard of using a nasal spray like that, but you know, a lot of different vets use different techniques. I like the one she had. I have to tell her that too. It, I think there's a lot less chance you're going to have a bird that's going to react to anesthesia and where there's any kind of danger to their life if they're just tranquilized. So, so they tranquilized him and then put him in 3 different positions and took X-rays and they're cleaning up the office. I'm hoping they will send me that stuff. So if they send me the lab work and pictures from the X-rays, I can forward them to Dr. Jenkins and at least get a heads up on what's going on. I'm not hopeful about that. She's gone for a week at a seminar, so and there's only one doctor, not two. No, I'm glad to hear that, Natalie and James. I'm glad to hear that you've got a good avian vet. They're hard to find. Dr. Jenkins is excellent, but he's 10 hours away from here, so. Hello, Rosebud. We're working on a real iffy connection here, so I'm pretty much just showing Cecil right now. If I move around, I don't know what'll happen. I guess I can show off the other birds, but if I can get the camera to reverse, that's another problem on here. There we go. You got lovely Lucy Pretty Bird up there at the top, and there's Snowy Bird, Snowball. And Jasmine taking a nap, of course. She got me a couple of days ago. She just came barreling down here with cut KK right next to me, and I had to take KK away from her, so of course he bit me to protect me. That's typical. He would never bite me to hurt me. He just bit me to say, "Get away! I'm in charge here. You know, I'm gonna get her out of the way. No worries." Right, KK? No, you're not gonna mess with the iPad. And that's Sugar. This is her iPad I'm using, so it's a hand-me-down, but it's her iPad. And I'm going to switch the camera back because it's hard to hold this in those positions. And now you didn't switch camera. Come on. There we go. Now we have, what, 6 filters running into place, and I have to blow them out every other day, bare minimum. And I have to blow out the air conditioning filters twice a day. I have a MERV 8 as the regular filter. Then I have one of these ones you can use over and over again in front of it. That's a MERV 6 that catches about 90% of the dust. So, but I got to blow them out twice a day when it's hot and it's running all the time. Yeah, we did an episode on the first aid kit, but you need a first aid kit for you and a first aid kit for them. And when I didn't have a vet here in town, I still need it. She's not in town now, so if somebody gets, if there's a major cut or something on their skin, I've got to suture it myself. So the rest of the vets in town won't even talk to you about birds. I've tried. They won't even email you back. If you email them a question about it, they won't even talk to you. I have 2 regular HEPA filters, and I have what? Actually, I have 7 when we think about it. I've got 5 fans with a filter attached to them. Those work better than the HEPA filters, at least getting the majority of the dust out of the room. The HEPA filters get the small particles, but the fans, when you take them outside and hit them with a blower, I use a leaf blower on them. It looks like Christmas, you know. You can almost hear that song in the background, beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Fortunately, I was able to catch a video of him, of his. I'm reading the chat. I can see it more than I can with the phone. So um, I was able to catch a little bit of it on video, enough for the doctor to see it, and enough for Chat GPT to see it. So just to be sure, you know, I ran it by Chat GPT that I wasn't, you know, imagining something, and it was like, no, 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 there's a problem, and it was able to see in the video exactly what was happening. So that his lungs are struggling. I think he's doing it. Yeah, he's doing it now too. Just a little. You can see. I don't know if I can get the camera there, and I don't know what the quality of the picture is, but Cecil, if you could stand still for a second. Yeah. If he stands still, you can see the lower portion of his, you know, between his legs. You can see it moving up and down. It's not supposed to do that. You can see him breathing too. That's pretty heavy breathing. He's not really that active right now. There's so many potentials to what he could have. Hey, hey, I know you, Cecil. You'll try to reset that thing in your beak on my arm, and it doesn't work so well. It doesn't. No, it doesn't work so well. Mhm. It works for you, but it doesn't work for me. But that's all we really can do is try to do our best. Um, Even, you know, there aren't that many people going into avian medicine either because we don't know enough, and they don't want to watch have people bring them in and watch birds die. So well, it's their nature to be nice too. You know, they're nice to each other in the wild, and it's humans that make them that train them to be mean, and because of a lack of understanding. I mean, not many people actually work on training a bird to be mean. It just happens because they don't know what they're doing. But he's pretty young, if all the stories I heard about him are true. So, you know, he's got to be under 30 for sure. But I think you're describing nesting behavior. They tend to kick when they're acting like when they're doing nesting because they would normally be rearranging their nest. So, hey, 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 hey. We know where that leads. I'm not sure you want to stop it. It's a natural behavior. If they start nesting like that, you just don't provide too many places for them to do it. But it's around here, and it depends on where you are, the climate and stuff. But if it's that time of the year, you're going to see it. Right now, it's pretty sad. You watch Bob; he'll sit. He's got a couple of little balls, and he sits on them like eggs, and he won't get off of them half the day. And there's not much I can do. I can take them out, but at this point, he'd be stressed if I did. So you don't want to stress the bird either. And nesting is a natural behavior. You just don't want them doing mating behavior with you, and you want to limit the amount of nesting they do. But you don't want to stop a natural behavior. That's like saying, how do I stop my bird from breathing? You don't really want to do that. So just try to limit it. Don't give him too many blankets that he can do that with. But it's not the end of the world if he's nesting. He's been getting under. I have to put a sheet of paper in his cage. So if you don't put it in there, then he'll try to do everything he can to try to rip the paper from down below. I've got it where he can't do that now, but then he gets real. What's the word for it? Irritated. So I just give him a piece of paper. Then he gets under the paper. He chews a little bit. This is all part of the nesting behavior at certain times of the year. So. Hi, cutie. How you doing? You okay? Why are you stopping? Why are you stopping? Yeah, he's breathing real hard right now, so he's slowing down because he's not feeling well. Some birds do it all year round. Romeo's one like that. He has a box. I give him a new box once a week. I throw a cardboard in there to catch any poop. The lands in there, pull the cardboard out. When he tears up the cardboard, the clean cardboard. Some birds will do it all year round. They're individuals, so you know, they all act a bit different. I mean, Cecil likes to beat me with toys. KK likes to sit next to me and chew up toys, which is part of nesting. Um, Sugar likes to sit on that one perch up there. And then they change their attitudes too. Lucy used to like to sit on this cage over here, on the other side of me, and now she likes to sit up top or by the window to look out. So they're all different, right, Sugar? Let's see some. What you doing, buddy boy? Mm, yeah, not breathing too good, huh? That's your chest. It's a little tight. Well, in his case, you can tell because this part of his chest expands and gets bigger, like he's really pushing. You know, they don't have any muscles to exhale. They only, excuse me, to inhale. So they use their muscles to exhale. So if you feel that he starts pushing hard on it, it will expand his chest. And then down here, he's using his gut muscles to try to help. So you'll see that this will expand as he pushes the air out. Yeah, it's kind of funny. That's how it works. So, and then down here, you'll see it move out and back. And that shouldn't happen down there. You can see where the when he's breathing, you can see this comes out, it starts to go in, and this comes out, and that's how you can tell. I think you should only see the breathing up in this area, not down here. So probably of all the things he could have, if he has avian ganglionorytis, we can probably guarantee he'll be okay. The other ones, it's hard to say because if he's got organs that are enlarging, because of which I don't know, we won't know that until we get the X-rays back. They have to be examined by someone who's a pro at it. She's sending it to someone else to do that work. What are you doing up there? Don't chew the tapestry, okay?
No.
No. Don't chew the tapestry. No. You chew anything else you want. Okay? You can chew the chair if you want to. I don't care. Sat down, huh? I had this up over the chair, but TK, you're in that. Oh, there we go. We're off in the dead zone there for a while. What are you doing? Yeah? Tell me all about it. Yeah? KK bird. Hi, Cecil. And Amy, you know how to play the thank you video if we need to, because I can't tell when
Yeah, looks like Don's micro is on, but we cannot hear him. And that has probably something to do that this app is not working perfectly on his end. I'm not sure if you can hear me now. Not sure. Restarting might also not be the best idea. Oh, now I can hear him. And he's gone again.
Oh, switch the camera.
He's back. Excellent.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Nope, no audio. Cecil, no.
Hey, then I can switch my.
Hi. 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 Hi.
No, we lost Don again. I'm not sure if you can still hear me. Don has written me in private chat that he got back in, but when the video starts, the iPad has somehow not connected. So let's see. There he is. And I see a cakey bird. So I don't know if you can hear me, but Jamin, I don't dare to start the thank you video right now as Don is just right back. And I don't want to smack him out of the app again, but we will play it for you. I won't forget it. You can always remember me if I do. Okay, you can hear me. Cecil looks a little bit better, scratching. And Cecil, let's hope we find out what's wrong with you, little boy. He was really a poor little fellow last Sunday. And since then, he is a little better, but not fully, as you have seen. And we, of course, want to know what's wrong with Cecil, and hope we can do something about it. And somehow bad luck is following us this week, because first it started with Cecil and now we have these technical difficulties. So let's hope the new phone arrives soon. As we can't see Don at all, I think I can just start the thank you video. Let's do it. Let's do thank you Mander.
If you think being a parrot owner is just about tossing seeds and saying pretty bird, think again. You need to be a full-blown secret agent, complete with a trench coat, dark sunglasses, and a notepad for surveillance. Your parrot is always up to something, whether it's perfecting the art of screaming precisely when you take a phone call, or shredding paperwork with the precision of a rogue document destroyer. By closely tracking behaviors over time, you can start seeing patterns, like realizing that squawking at 5 a.m. isn't random, but part of a grand psychological experiment they're conducting on you. Once you have enough intel, you can strategically adjust their environment, reinforcing good behavior and outmaneuvering their more diabolical tendencies. After all, if you don't keep a watchful eye, one day you might wake up to find your feathered mastermind has hacked your smart speaker and ordered 20 pounds of cashews.
Thank you. I can't turn it off. If I try to do that, it'll just kick me out again. It's not very forgiving, is it? Oh, you want me to pet you? Hello.
We
Cecil
finally
wants
have
to
Don
play.
back.
Cecil bird.
And I think I hear KK chat in the background.
Yeah, he's talking. Aren't you, big boy? He's making the sounds of birds you hear outside.
I wonder all the time what these strange bird sounds are, like songbirds.
Exactly what it
You-
sounds like. Songbirds right now. Hello. With a hello thrown in here and there.
That's really funny. That's quite a pleasant sound for a cockatoo.
Hello.
Now it sounds more like cockatoo.
Hello. Oh, Jazz is awake.
That's a jazzbird song. So not so much talking today, more enjoying the Cecil.
I see some. Gotta hang in there, bird. I don't know when we're gonna get our result from the lab. Yeah, our vet was great. I mean, I had to get an emergency appointment because she's leaving the next day, and I had all these tests I wanted done, and she did them. So that's great. Okay, you can keep that up. Good sound effects. Okay, good. Bye. It's a KK bird. Are you a KK bird? Didn't you in the chair? Okay. You have to. It's the bird room after all. You can chew most things here. Just don't chew me. Oh, I'm glad you found out that your cockatoo doesn't have mites. It's rare. It's really rare. I mean, the dust that these guys put out keep off almost any critter that would try to get on their skin. So cockatoo dust is good for lots of things. Oh, you want me to pet you again? Scene. Right down. Cecil, all they see is your tail. Of course, this way all you're going to see is KK's tail. Come on back. This way you're just going to see KK's tail. KK bird. So don't go in there and just start talking because you forget something. Write down a list. You know, they've been eating normally, their poop looks good, or there's something problem with their poop. Take a picture of their poop. You can tell a lot from a picture. Make it a show and tell session, you know, like the kids go in. I'm going to show you my turtle. You know, it's the same kind of thing with the vet. The less they have to guess, the better off you are. Sorry about the quality of today's video, folks. The best I could do under short circumstances. I probably need to get a cheap tablet that runs Android or something for an emergency like this. A real small one, something I can use if something like this happens. It's a cheap disposable kind of emergency device. My nose is itching. Well, you do something to my nose? Probably not. Probably just the whiskers, right? Thanks for the super chats today too. Much appreciated. They give us a heck of a good discount for being a real sanctuary. You know, they have all the paperwork, etc. But still, X-rays and blood work are not cheap. My last little anecdote about taking him in. So one of the techs comes in and sits down, and she starts going over what they're gonna do, and I'm like, right? We got that's covered too, right? She goes, well, it's gonna be, and I said, if you're talking about price, I want to hear it, but we're gonna get what needs to be done. There's no question about that. So always have a little extra, credit somewhere. Don't run your credit all the way up because you might need to take your bird in, and it might be a little more than you expect. So, well, thank you, Amy and Eleanor, for making all this work today.
No problem.
Oh, I actually heard you. Amazing.
Finally.
Yeah. Yeah. This,
Wow.
I can tell you, don't buy one of the cheap iPads. Don't do it because they are cheap. They don't work well at all.
I think I have, well, not a cheap, I just have the standard iPad, no, not the Pro or what anything out there, and it works fine for my needs. I think it's a little younger than Sugar's. No idea.
Well, this one doesn't work well. I mean, you go to open up an
And the thing is, my standard isn't that high. I mean, I just have another Windows device, Just can't get better.
Well, if I get another a little pad to do this kind of thing in an emergency, it'll have Linux on it. I'm not going to do Android or whatever. I'll just get Linux because I know you can. I'll just double check, but I'm pretty sure you can do StreamYard on Linux, and it's faster than anything else that's out there. It's lightning fast, so. And most of the software for it is free, so that's what I'll do just for emergencies like this. Something with a good camera, a good networking capability, and you're not talking much money there. So, but anyway, thanks Amy and Eleanor for holding up the show while we were fighting technology, and thanks everybody for being here. Thanks for the super chats, and we will see you next week without technical difficulties, I hope.
Yep. Have all a good time.
science knowledge only adds to the excitement, the mystery, and the awe of a flower.
Evidence is evidence. It's public. Everybody can look at the evidence and assess it, and eventually, if there's enough evidence, come to the same conclusion.
The Chloe Sanctuary for Parrots and Cockatoos, a nonprofit charity dedicated to the empowerment of captive parrots and public awareness.